Hi, my friends. My name is Ryan Freeman. Thank you for coming to episode 17 of my first backpacking trip to Europe. There's only a few more episodes, so hang in there. And once this is done, I'm going to feel like a free man, even though that is my last name. It will be a fact. Now, in my journal, I was reading the next entry. Bob and I went to Bern. Bern is the capital of Switzerland. It is a very interesting city that actually had two big brown bears in a cement pit in the center of the city. So just like you would go to Central Park in New York and feed the squirrels, in Bern, you could go to the park and feed the bears. And in fact, that was something that you could do. I don't think the bears are there anymore. I'll have to check. Anyway, so we went to Bern. Bob had to do something there, and I had to do something there, so we split up. Now, I forgot what Bob had to do, but what I had to do was meet and find this Swiss girl, Francesca, that I was in love with. Francesca was that girl that I've talked about before in this episode that I met in that magical night that I fell in love with, that she was my ideal type. And I didn't have her phone number. Or maybe I had her phone number and I tried to call her, but I couldn't get through. So I literally wandered the city looking for her alone. I know it's crazy, but when you're young and when you're in love, you'll do anything to find that object of your love. And I was in love with Francesca. Even though I had only spent a couple nights with her, I had built her up in this imagination of mine as my fantasy woman. Goodness gracious. And so I wanted to find her, and I was filled with the sad thought that I might not. I think whatever phone number I had, she didn't answer, whatever. I knew she worked at a bank, so I hung around the banking area looking for her. You're probably saying you're a bit of a stalker, Ryan. Well, I admit it. I don't do this type of thing anymore, but I was crazy about her. Keep that in mind. And I was just about giving up hope. And then it was around lunchtime, and I went to the Migros. The Migros is one of the supermarkets that a lot of people will go to get their sodas or their waters or their juices or their snacks. And I went to the Migros, and there she was, walking out of the Migros. There was Francesca, about my height, about an inch shorter, beautiful light brown hair, gorgeous complexion, few years younger than me, and I couldn't believe I found her. I walked up to her and I said, "Francesca, it's me, your beloved Ryan." No, I didn't say beloved, but in my head, that's what I was saying. And she went like this. I should say that she didn't speak much English. Maybe she spoke no English. Anyways, she went like this when she saw me and recognized me. It took her just a half a second. And she said, and sort of a moment or two later, we had disengaged. She was not excited to see me. She had to go her merry way. She politely or not politely, nothing terrible, but basically let me know with her body language that she was not excited to see me. So this was a heartbreak. And if you read my journal entry, I will spare you the melancholy and lugubrious thoughts that were swirling through my head that day because I was heartbroken. For a girl I had only spent a couple nights with, but I had built her up in my head and I had fallen head over heels for her in my imagination. Have you ever done that? It's a terrible thing that you do a couple times until you learn not to do that. Or maybe it never goes away. Anyways, so I was feeling pretty downcast, feeling defeated after just womanizing in my last few episodes. Forgive me for my past sins. I know that my behavior is not morally sanctioned by most people, but I was raging for women. But Francesca was the one I was crazy about. Now my heart is broken. I'm downcast. I feel like shit. When you get rejected, everyone knows this. When you get rejected, you lose that sense of inner joy. You lose, you go, what's wrong with me? Am I not good enough? So having all these feelings, and I know I have to meet Bob at some place at some time. I go down to another park, not the one with the bears, another park where they had this massive chessboard. In Europe, I often found in many different parks these huge chessboards built into the pavement of the parks with massive chess pieces that were like yay high that you could move and play in public. So I'm there with the old men feeding the birds, sitting down, feeling like crap, and then all of a sudden, bird crap falls on my face and my hair and my shirt. And it just capped it off. Told my sad story to Bob, how I got rejected for my love. My bubble of imagination popped with my rejection and then got shat on by the birds. And he gave me a good laugh. He laughed at me. Not in a bad way. Good humor. Anyways, that's my sad story about Bern, the time I got heartbroken. And after this series, I'm going to talk a little bit more about heartbreak, my experiences with it. It's a subject I think we can all relate to, some of the ways that we can deal with it. And on the next episode, Bob and I are going to, I think, take off on another trip. So hold on for that. This trip is going to be very interesting, and we're almost on the last leg of this series. Thank you for watching. My name is Ryan,